What's up, you guys? C.A.S.T back with another video, and this is the fastest FX-9590 gaming PC on the planet. It's been about a year actually since I last uploaded a video on this PC, and quite a bit has changed. As you can see, we have some nice lighting going on here, some component changes here and there. Not going to spend too much time at the tabletop. I've literally tried recording this probably 4 or 5 times now. Now, just to preface, the whole point of this PC is to show that using old hardware really isn't as bad as some might think. I mean, this CPU came out probably over a decade ago at this point, and for certain games out there available, I'm still having a good time playing with it, even on my 4K TV. Now, yes, like the latest and greatest titles probably won't run that well, but I'm gonna keep on trying and see how far I can push this thing. I actually bought a backup CPU, tested it out. This one's clocked a little bit higher than that other one by about like 100 megahertz difference as far as like maintaining it to be stable. But I do have a backup CPU if this one ever does kick the bucket. Now the most dramatic change we're going to see is the lighting. We now have a lit up graphics card, some exterior lighting on the front here, and then we have the Light Wings fans from Be Quiet on the front as well. Now, for those who are aware, on an older platform like this, you actually don't have RGB control. So I had to get one of those SATA powered RGB, ARGB controllers. I'm not really someone that's going to like change the color once I have it set where I want it. And this kind of purple, violet, light purple color really does suit this PC. I have the same kind of exterior lighting on my entertainment center when I want to turn the RGB lights on that. And I think it matches well with this fan cooler right here. Now, I was actually looking to buy this cooler for a couple months until I was actually able to find one that was a decent price, but also still really good condition. This is an open box HyperX Savage RAM cooler by Kingston. They sold this with their old, I think, Fury X or HyperX RAM kits, the DDR3 kits that clocked to like 2133, 2400 back in the day. And this is probably one of the nicest looking RAM coolers I think I've ever seen. It's nice aluminum construction, has a nice finish on it, and then obviously the LED lights on the 50mm fans over top look really nice as well. The main benefit over this cooler compared to the Vengeance cooler I had, other than the looks, is the stability. I mean, this thing is not going anywhere. It takes quite a bit of force to actually put it on and off, and it clamps down really nicely on top of the DIMM slots. The other one, you could get it to work, but it felt really loose. It wouldn't move, obviously, when you're just sitting there on the, doing normal things. But if you were someone that like moves your PC from here or there occasionally, you would actually worry about that RAM cooler falling off. So obviously an upgrade there. The graphics card we changed out from a 2080 Ti to a RTX 3080. Now, from a performance standpoint, it is really a side grade. I mean, both graphics cards are to the point to where they're going to be bottlenecked, probably to the same degree with the FX-9590. But the RTX 3080 has some benefits over the 2080 Ti that are noticeable. Faster VRAM, which is a benefit. More RT cores, more tensor cores to be able to take advantage of like AI upscaling and DLSS and other features that are available on NVIDIA graphics cards. So that's the main reason why I got it. In all honesty, I probably should have spent money on a different GPU. When I bought this, it was like a for parts not working eBay listing, and I think I got it for like around $350. This is a EVGA XC3 hybrid card. I think the person was selling it because the pump was clicking, so it was on its way out. Instead of trying to fix it, I decided to go ahead and get a water block for it. But then when you have to get a water block, you also have to end up paying for a pump, which you have down here. This is one of those DCLT pumps by AlphaCool in their external reservoir, which is really nice and small. Very beneficial for ITX builds, but also specialty features like builds like here. I have a slim cooler, XSPC, I think it's a TX240, one of the best slim 240 rads on the market. And then obviously the tubing and the fittings everywhere to get everything plumbed up properly. Running some Go Chiller graphene coolant in both the GPU and the CPU cooler, which is the only main change I've had here, changing from DI water to a high performance coolant. This is actually clear tubing, but it appears black because it's nice opaque black coolant, which I think looks really cool. But I probably could have bought a 4070, maybe 4070 Super used with the amount of money I spent on the base graphics card, plus the water block, plus the radiator and all the other components to get it to this stage here. I will say though that it does look pretty cool. I mean, you have the dual stack radiators, you have the thick one, 54 millimeters thick for the GPU or the CPU, a set of fans, the slim radiator for the GPU, another fan, and then you have the 3 fans on the front. So I was really I guess, challenged as far as how I was going to set this up, but it came together really nicely. One of the things with mid-tower PC builds that I think is a little bit of a challenge for some people is actually filling out the space, which I think is why a lot of people like the smaller, more compact builds because it's a more efficient use of the space, and filling out a PC, especially when you can see the insides, looks just better than having a lot of open air spaces. It covers up a lot of like the cabling. You can't really see any of like the cable management. It just makes everything look a lot cleaner in my opinion. Beyond that, we can see that we have some added fans here. This is a Cooler Master 80 millimeter fan, and then this is a, don't know the brand, 80 millimeter fan on top, but this is a 32 millimeter thick versus 25 millimeter thick. Both of them are controlled by 4-pin headers. This one, however, is made more so for the server market, as this thing can spin up pretty doggone fast. Now, it's at 32 millimeters thick, it's not quite as high performance as a 38 millimeter thick fan, but it's not quite as, pedestrian as a 25 millimeter thick fan. But I added this specifically just to keep the VRMs cool. At idle, as it is right now, you really can't hear it. I mean, it is louder than your normal quiet PC build, but not really to the point that it's going to be distracting, especially in the open room next to my TV. And when you're listening to something on the TV anyways, it's not going to be distracting whatsoever. However, when it does need to get going, it gets going. So this is definitely the loudest fan in the entire system. It does scream up pretty loud when it's at 100%, but it really rarely ever does that on a regular basis. It is beneficial though, because this is a CPU I do want to keep under 60 degrees just to prolong its usability, especially at this high voltage and high clock speed. So making sure the motherboard stays in really good temperatures is a really nice benefit. I'll show some B-roll of the back side of the case, but I actually added a slim fan. I got one of those like 120 millimeter ventilation grills, fan mounts, and put it on the back panel so it blows nice cool air onto the back of the socket and the back of the motherboard. Upon further analysis, I actually knew this but didn't really think about it too much, but this ASUS motherboard that I had for this system actually has some power delivery components on the back side of the motherboard that's just cooled with a thermal pad and the metal bracket that's used to hold the main VRMs on the front. Really not that efficient, so I actually got an M.2 cooler, one of those like copper heat sinks, and I used some thermal glue to glue it on the back of that bracket, so the fan is blowing back on the back of the socket, also on the back of that heat sink, which dropped my temperatures, I would say like 25, 30 degrees Celsius for the V-core temperatures, which really helps with the efficiency of the system and power delivery. Everything else for the most part is the same. Still using the same SSDs as last time. Still using the same, fan here. A lot of the other fans have stayed the same. I changed out all the front fans here for some ASUS XF120 ROG fans, and I have F12 in the back. But same case, same CPU, pretty much the same overall. Oh, the last thing I would say is that the RAM kit did change. So this is probably the most performant change that I have in here. I changed from a Z series kit to an X series kit of G-Skill memory. And this one actually is 4x8 for 32 gigs of memory at DDR3, but it can clock up to like 2800 megahertz. I think that would only be like possible on like one Intel motherboard of this era, but it is there. So it is there for bragging rights. I have it clocked to like 2133, I believe. 2600 on the Northbridge and the Hypertransport, just because that's like the best balance of stability and performance. And I have the CPU clocked at 5.15 gigahertz. So I think for my last video, it's like down like 25 megahertz. I pushed it really far over the course of 2024, up to like 5.25, 5.3 gigahertz, which I got like a couple, Cinebench runs in there and was able to get some CPU Z scores posted at those clock speeds. But I think I left it at that setting a little bit too long. So it really wasn't happy there. And even like running a 5.2, like it was still crashing under certain OCCT stress tests or like Prime 95 or something like that. So 5.15 is the highest clock speed I can actually get on here, where it's like rock solid in everything that I do. Outside of like, I guess, synthetic workloads, the only time it really gets really going as far as like the temperatures go on the CPU really gets stressed is whenever I'm like either rendering shaders, downloading a game from Steam, or doing Windows updates. I'm not sure why that's when the CPU gets the most stressed out as far as like, the core is getting super hot. And by super hot, I mean approaching 60 degrees, maybe 64 degrees, depending on what's going on. But if that's the case and it gets too high, for too long, I'll just go ahead and max out the fan speeds and everything drops below 60, which is the main reason why that fan's right there. And obviously, 60 degrees isn't hot, but the overall like limit for this specific CPU is 70 degrees. So the larger barrier I can keep from there, the more happier I am. I guess the last change was the Corsair power supply. Changed from the LEPA power supply to a RMX 1000, 80 plus gold rated, same wattage as last time, but just overall better build quality, and it's fully modular with some nice slim black cables for a nice stealth look around the entire PC. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much the overview of what's changed over this past year. So let's go ahead and plug this into the TV and see how it performs. As last time, we will start with a boot up speed test. Hit this thing on the right setting. And we'll see how long it takes for this thing to get to the main screen. Now, as you can already hear, I don't know if my mic's going to pick it up, but that fan is just absolutely screaming when it's turning on, just because, you know, when you first turn on your PC, the fans are going to blare at 100%, depending on the motherboard. At least all the ones I've used, you know, put them at 100% when turning it on for the first time. So yeah, that's just something that you have to expect. But the boot time, you know, not too bad. I think it was a little bit faster in my last video, just off the back of my head. But I think I have fast boot on. It was in, you know, or something like that. I have a lot of different settings that have changed in the BIOS compared to previously last time I recorded. So there's a good chance that, you know, it's going to take a little bit longer here. Over the course of this past year, you know, overclocking and crashing and blue screening for trying to push your memory, you get a lot of like just memory corruption issues with Windows. So I think I had to reinstall Windows a couple times actually to get it pretty stable. Um, but you know, we're back into it and it seems to be working just fine. But yeah, just something to keep in mind. Like if you are overclocking memory, I would prefer like you'll do it outside of Windows. If you don't have a very stable download of Windows on your computer, then you're going to run into a lot of issues where like it's just small like little weird things. The biggest thing I notice is like the sleep functions won't work properly. Either the screensaver won't load or it just won't go to sleep properly, or something along the lines of that. It's just going to be a little weird things here and there. It might not full screen when you want it to full screen. Other little small things, it might just kind of be little hiccups here and there. That's really, you know, evidence that if you're doing overclocking on your RAM specifically, there's probably some memory corruption going on in the background. You let that go on too long, then, you know, Windows will just kind of cease to function properly. I'm running Windows 11 24H2, I believe. So it is a newer version of Windows. I think in my last video I was like running 23 or 22H2. I'm not sure like the huge differences between those. It's probably just going to be, you know, I would imagine like just security differences. Let me go ahead and mute the TV for right now. But yeah, I probably could get a little bit more performance if I went back to Windows 10, but that's neither here nor there. I do like running Windows 11 just from a user interface standpoint, and would prefer to run it, you know, just because I can get it to run. It wasn't technically supported, but like I said, I did a custom install of Rufus. Using the Rufus, you know, to get a custom ISO, took off a lot of the extra bloatware that was going to slow down the PC and allows it to function a lot better. Okay, I wanted this 500% Lions. I've been really having fun in War Thunder, so this has been the game that I've been putting a lot of time into. And even at 4K, you know, it looks pretty freaking decent. Let's go over to the settings options here. In graphics, it might be a little bit hard to tell, but I am running a mixture of high and medium settings on pretty much everything. I do have DLSS turned on. I am actually able to use ray tracing, although I don't really think ray tracing is worth it in this specific game. The game looks really good at 4K anyways. On my main system, where I have a lower resolution, I do sometimes turn on ray tracing, but I would prefer the frames anyways. The game looks perfectly fine as it is. And for all those little details on the ground, I could care less. It's about the planes. As long as the planes look good and the sky looks good, I'm pretty much happy. But yeah, DLSS, with the new DLSS model, I have it set up for the latest one. I can put this on performance, which I think renders everything at 1080p, and you don't really see that much of a difference in like the quality, which wasn't really this could be said when I was using DLSS 3 beforehand. So this new transformer model with NVIDIA is really helpful. Let's go ahead and get into a game though, and we can see what this performance is like. I've been using the German tier of planes just because that's what I first started with. It took me quite some time to actually get comfortable, like actually with how to play a game. You know, sometimes you won't really understand how to play a game like properly, and what I mean by that is like optimizing the economy system, how to just play the game correctly. I was playing this game incorrectly for quite some time, but now that I know how to make money and efficiently upgrade my airplanes, it makes the game overall a lot smoother. Now, as far as the ground game and like the naval battles, I haven't really gotten into that portion of the game because it's significantly harder to play tanks than it is to fly airplanes. But that will come at a later date. Now, some little things that I noticed here, you can see like the heat coming off the engine. I don't know if that's picking up on screen, but there's a little bit of you can see that detail, which I do really like. Everything looks really, really clean. I'm getting around 130 to 150 FPS right now. If I look up at the sky, it will go up to like the high hundreds. If I look down at the ground, it will go kind of like the mid, low hundreds. Just, depends on what you're looking at. But overall, for the way that this game looks, I have no complaints whatsoever. I never thought I would like really like these kind of like simulator type of games, but because I'm an FPS shooter at heart, but like for a game like this, it's very slow paced, but also not slow paced. You have to really be paying attention to your surroundings and everything you want to do. I don't want to head on this F3D. Let me just turn around this way. You have to really be paying attention because even though like the gameplay is slower than like a Call of Duty, for example, one false move and you're absolutely dead, like you're cooked. So I kind of like enjoy that aspect of it. I can play a little bit more chill, have my music going on, and like when you make the right move and like get on someone's six and get like a really sick kill, it's just way more satisfying, I would like to say, compared to dying and repeating in Warface in like a Call of Duty game. I almost said Warface. You guys know that game still has my heart. All right, we're gonna leave those guys alone for now. F84 over there. We got a bunch of people over here. Let's see if we can pick someone off from up top. Oh, my boys might be in trouble. F84 coming in hot. Don't want to get too fast. Probably going to hit 650 on this dive. I did not even see that guy. Let's see if I can get the speed. Nope. I think I just killed myself. I'm compressing way too hard. Oh, I'm about to pass out. And just like that, I have someone on my 6. I think I'm toast. Maybe? 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 No. Oh, let's go! Got him. Yeah, let's go. Well, that was not very pretty. But I actually did get him at the last second. So, yeah. But as you can see, the gameplay is really good. Another fellow 262 flyer here. I had no problems whatsoever. Yeah, let's go and hop into the next game. Ever since getting off Call of Duty, I've never bought the new Black Ops 6. Call of Duty needs to get their act together because I don't know what they've been doing the past couple of years. But I've been looking for a new shooter now that Warface is pretty much dead, at least here in the United States. So there's no NA servers, which makes it pretty much unplayable. I've been getting on Delta Force. Now I haven't put a lot of time into this game, maybe like an hour or two at most, but I'm thinking I might be hopping on this game more so long term and actually want to like grind it as far as like leveling out characters, leveling out guns. It has a lot of aspects to a shooter that I really enjoy. Now, for me personally, I'm not really into the customization of characters or even like necessarily the gameplay. For me, and when I say gameplay, I'm talking about like the game modes that you're actually playing. The gameplay needs to be good, but as far as the game mode, don't really care. For me, what I really enjoy is the gun customization. That's what always draws me into a video game, whether it's skins, whether it's attachments, whatever it might be. That is something I really enjoy. I liked Warface because there were just so many different variants of guns in the game. I think there's like over 100 guns in that game now, and I just really like collecting and like building on my arsenal. Skins for characters, not really the biggest thing, but for me it was all about that arsenal. And this game has a really nice gunsmithing where you can install like almost like a million different type of attachments. I would even say it's a step above Call of Duty because Call of Duty limits you to like 5 attachments in their most recent games. And I'm actually one of those weird people that liked Modern Warfare 2, the remake in 2022, because it had even more in-depth gunsmithing with tuning different parts. I would like finding like the most unoptimized gun and tuning it to be as good as possible. The M14. As you can see, I'm using the Mini 14. So like the M14 is always going to be my favorite weapon, and I like this character because she has like recon and everything. So let's go ahead and hop in the firing range really quick, and we'll see what this game performs like. So as we can see here, um, what frames are we getting? Like 90s, low hundreds, about the same as the last one. I have a mix of high settings and low settings. Let's go ahead and check that really quick. Settings, graphics, and we can see here borderless window, 120 frame rate limit on in the game, field of view 90, and then here we can see a mixture of low and ultimate. So I either have things cranked all the way up or I have things set on low. So this is a more modern game, guys. Uh, I'm pretty sure War Thunder has been around for at least a decade. But here I'm actually using balanced. I think that's a really good mixture of performance and actual visual quality um, in this specific game. Let's go ahead and unmute it so you can hear the actual gameplay. But yeah, this is one of those shooters that it just feels really good. The only thing I can really describe. Now, I'm not really the best at this game. If I really want to be competitive, this is one of those games I'd have to play on my main PC because at the couch, I really only have my aim going for me as far as like sliding and crouching and shooting around corners. I just don't have the ergonomic capabilities with this specific setup to actually do that. If I get a controller, I'm not sure how this game works with a controller, but it actually might be worthwhile. And the overall just little animations here and there are just really fun with this gun, or with this game, I should say. So let's go ahead and hop out. I'll go ahead and get into its most. Oh, don't want to do that. Let's go ahead and just hop into a quick play game. Attack and defend is like the most basic, similar to Battlefield game mode that most people are familiar with. I think they have like King of the Hill. I think they have some more like PvP style of game modes, like arcade shooter, in a different game mode than this. I think there's also an extraction shooter mode. You have to. It's like there's warfare, and there's other option below that. And recently, they actually released a campaign, a co-op campaign mission game for this in DLC. So that's a separate download you have to get. But yeah, overall, pretty fleshed out game. Looks pretty good. A little bit more cartoony as far as the styling of the characters go. And you have like these heroes that you can pick, but it's not quite a hero shooter. Just different characters with different abilities. You have skins and all that other kind of stuff. But yeah, I think it's a good mixture of like serious, but also Fortnite-y, if that makes sense. So yeah, let's go ahead and see what this game's all about. We have done everything in our power to reveal. Now, again, guys, keep in mind this is a 9590, so you can see a little bit of stuttering here and there in the loading screen. And I will be honest, there will be a little bit of lag spikes here and there. Another reason why I can't be quite as competitive in this game. And I actually did turn down the graphics because I used to have it on balance, like either like high or medium, just like the preset. But I was getting way more like inconsistent lag spikes that were just really distracting. The overall average stayed about the same, but it was literally those lag spikes that I had to get rid of. But even still at low, pretty good. I'm about to get just absolutely destroyed. Yep, he was behind us. Is anyone even around? Nah, we're all toast. Go and give up. I'm probably just gonna embarrass myself even more. So I've never been like a good Battlefield player. I would say PlanetSide 2 is probably like the closest game I've ever been like decent at, as far as like these large scale open match types of games. I just like have tunnel vision with these type of games. And even in PlanetSide, like I was way better at like vehicles than I was actually like gun gameplay. I went on some tears, and I have a couple like, some video footage of me going on rampages with ground game, but as far as like infantry, but really I was mainly vehicles. But with these types of games, kill death ratio is not really the most important thing. It's really about like just doing cool stuff and winning the objective. At the end of the day, like you get the most kills. If you lose the game, it kind of is pointless. Now I don't just want to die like that. I should say. All right, so let's see if this guy can revive me. Hey, let's go. Dang, ugly ass nigga. If I get one kill this entire game, that would be a blessing. Dude, like, I guess this guy's giving me like that Riz face, bro. Light skin Riz. This is a really bad spot. Let's see if we can throw a grenade. Get some recon in there. Now that's gonna help me like land my shots at all. Oh my lord, brother. Another thing, you die really quickly in this game. I think I've had like one decent game, and that was my first one. I don't know how skill-based matchmaking works in this, but I was getting dicked on like consistently. What the heck is this thing on me? I don't even want to peek, bro, because I'm just gonna die. All right, I think. All right, N changes that. Nope. Jesus, man. This game definitely has. It's gonna be one of those games where like get a cult following and everyone's gonna be good. I even might be to that standpoint to where if you're not in there like playing this game regularly, you're gonna get destroyed. All right, let's switch back to our scope. I just want to get one kill before like I turn this game off and go to the next one, man. That's all I want. Almost. Hey, I got an assist. I guess that's something. Also, I'm putting myself at a disadvantage. Like this is a semi-automatic M14. Everyone's using like freaking either bolt actions. I don't know if anyone's using the Mini 14 to be honest with you. Oh, that was my chance. Peek. Everyone's using like those auto rifles, SMGs at this closer range. So I'm definitely not playing this correctly. Hey, let's go. There we go. All right, I've done what I'm supposed to do. Yeah. See if I can get picked up here. Where's that light skinned dude, bro? I thought he was like my guy. You really gonna let a pretty girl like me die, bro? Y'all some trolls, man. I could have sworn that was a person. It is a person. Oh, he's dead. Yeah, with these settings, I pretty much 100% eliminated the lag spikes. I mean, I'll get some here and there if like it's a really tight room. Um, what's the other thing? I think it's a spawn point. Let's put that down. Oh, those like mortar guys are crazy. Oh, oh, we can't cross that area. Interesting. Okay. You're gonna hit some long range shots. I just want someone to peek, bro. There's someone right here. Hey, let's go. 2 kills. Oh, oh, oh my gosh. Peek, bro. Peek. Hey, stole the kill. Haha. I'm heating up. I'm heating up. Give me another one. I'm heating up. Oh, shoot. Oh, God. This is a little cheeky spot. Just go prone here with like a machine gun. Oh, God. Oh, my God. Oh, she's pushing. Taser. Switch to the low. Oh, she's dead. Get the high ground. Oh, I think that was a. Take grenade. Hold that. That was my own nade, bro. That's crazy. Switch here. Oh, come back. Oh, switch. What is my aim? What is my aim? Oh, I wasted all those shots. Oh, I'm done. All right, guys. I'm gonna finish this game out, but I'm gonna stop the recording because this is gonna take a while. This is one of those like 40-minute long games. All right, so the last game we're gonna fire up is some Ready or Not. There aren't a lot of games that actually get me like tight. Um, to my knowledge, like playing CS:GO with my friends back in the day, that would get me pissed off when I got one tapped. Or another really big one was Knockout City. I don't know if any of you guys played that game before, but that was like pandemic era of gaming. But that game, man, like getting knocked out in that like with a dodgeball, that literally got me pissed off. But this game right here, Ready or Not, is one of those games that it just gets me upset. Just there's just so much like bull crap that will like get you killed or to kill your teammates, keep you from getting a perfect score, anything like that. But still, regardless, it's a very fun game. It's a SWAT simulator, so it's a shooter, but a little bit different, a little bit slower pace, a lot slower pace, I should say, more tactical, and there's a story behind it as well. Um, so let's go ahead and hop into one of these games. I'm gonna play 23 megabytes a second. It's probably like the best game that I actually have as far as like high probability of doing it successfully. I don't really want to stress out my crew members, so we're going to fire this one up. But as you can see, like right now, going back and forth in the HQ, everything seems to be pretty doggone smooth. I'll go ahead and pull up the settings once we get in the game itself, but overall, it is a very much, let's say, on the higher end. I think I'm like high, maybe epic settings on some things, but I know I'm at least on high. But I do have DLSS performance on, so again, it's technically being rendered at 1080p and upscaled. But hey, man, that's the benefits of modern technology. So let's go ahead and can I even check settings here? Yeah, I can. Options. If we go to graphics, we can see under advanced we have everything. Yeah, two things are on high: processing, post-process quality, and then anti-aliasing. Everything else is pretty much on epic. Um, Field of view is like 90 to 100, and we have reflex on enable plus boost. That just keeps the clock speed on the GPU on the higher side. But yeah, as you can see, like the game looks pretty doggone good. No complaints whatsoever. So let's go to unmute this and get this thing done with. All right, turn our. Hello. Things going slow. I'm with you. Stand up. In position. Doors unlocked. You are the suspect. I'm on it. Got the one. Now I gotta be a little bit quick here. My battery on my phone's like 20%, so I'm gonna try to speed through this without failing or getting anyone killed. Unarmed suspect. So we're going to open, clear with flashbang. Hang out. Opening on the left. Really? Empty over here. No contacts. I got nothing here. I don't like that. That was a waste. He might have said no armed suspects. I don't really remember. Well, that means there's more suspects in the other rooms, which I'm not too happy about. That makes this like way harder. Well, okay, so wasn't anyone in here. I don't know if I want to clear this floor or not, because there's gonna be a lot of suspects. Negative on any devices. Got an armed suspect. Oh man, this is gonna suck. I don't normally do this, but we're gonna go to the top floor and work our way down. Stay on me. I got you. Did we kill her? The mom? Oh no, the mom's fine.
Moving clear. Get on the ground now. Restrain him. I'll get him ready. Don't worry, I'm gonna get you out of here.
I am sketched out by this RNG in this game. Where are these guys going, bro? So my suspicion is that everyone left is in just piled in this room, which is scary as heck. We gotta pop this thing wide open. Breach, C2. Clear a flashbang. Use my tear gas on this one. Oh my god, bro. This is a mess.
Moving into place. We stay on until this is over.
Oh my gosh, bro. My freaking tear gas hit the side of the room.
Empty over here, no contact. Let's clear over here. I'll bag it. Got it bagged. Sure. Ready for the ride.
Talk to lead. Confirming evidence secured.
There should be evidence on his desk too.
Lead to talk. Evidence bagged.
Talk irrelevant. Secure it and keep going.
Alright, so there's one guy just hanging out somewhere. I don't know where he is. That actually, that actually almost ended very, very badly. I could have sworn I cleared this room, but he was just chilling in like the in the server room. I could have sworn I cleared this area, but he was literally like hiding in the corner somewhere. I don't know how he wasn't aggroed. Dang, A Vermeil plus. Okay, well, is what it is. I'm pretty sure some of these guys are stressed now. Oh, it's all content. All right, well. Regardless, turn to headquarters. But yeah, as you can see, the gameplay pretty doggone smooth. So there you have it, guys. That is the FX-9590 gaming PC, the fastest one on the planet. Well, at least on YouTube. I'm thoroughly surprised by how well this PC has performed, and it looks really, really good. Like I said, this is very, very close to my final vision of what this PC should look like. Now, the last couple of things I want to do for this specific build, and really all my builds in general, is flesh out the storage that I have in there. Right now, I'm sitting around 3 terabytes of storage. I would like to have at least close to 8 terabytes of like full storage for all the video games I want to play. And I'm also trying to find an easy way to be able to have a secondary PC almost integrated inside the same case to be able to basically so I can stream live from the couch without necessarily robbing CPU horsepower and CPU resources from running OBS in the background and streaming directly to Twitch or YouTube. So that's going to be my next endeavor on that specific build. But for the most part, the actual performance of this PC is completed. I'm not sure how long I'm going to keep the 3080 in there. You know, it is a really good pairing for my specific use cases, but the 10 gigabytes of VRAM is a little bit worrisome, especially on my 4K TV. Not sure how that's going to do in the long term. So maybe I'll be able to get like a cheaper 16 gigabyte card that is not going to be too much bottlenecked, around the same, like raster performance, maybe a little bit higher compared to the 3080, but I'm not looking to spend like $500+ on a graphics card. You know, AMD's new offerings, the 9070, I think has 16 gigs of memory. That could be a good pairing for this, but we'll have to see and wait in the future. But anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you in the next one.